throwing ninja chairs at this ninja game for secret hidden ninja skills. This is Mark the Ninja by Clay Entertainment. They use a custom engine that you might recognize from a game called Shank or Spank 2. It's $14.99 on Steam, or if you're listening to this live, or maybe even this week, then you can pick it up for whatever the hell you feel like paying at the Humble Bundle, if you're into that kind of stuff. So we get into our little chair explanation here, don't we? For you see, these are not mere lawn chairs. Forged in the fires of hell, they chose us after a long and arduous process. Many men tried to sit on them. Pedro tried to grasp the forced chair, and look what happened to his hand. Show him, Pedro.
I still have nightmares, man. Nightmares.
Whoa, available on all screens.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Technical difficulties.
Do it
Anyway.
live.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do this live. Well, screw that. Well, that joke's ruined then. We rate everything on a 4-tier metric, if you haven't been paying attention. We got these categories of doom. These categories are mixed with the working, which is pretty self-explanatory. Does it work? Does it run? We got shiny and sounds. Is it pretty? Does it sound pretty? Controls. And our final subjective category, fun. And of course, we need to explain this chair metric. Then, 1 chair means that it's absolutely horrible. 2 chairs means it's mediocre. 3 chairs means it's good. And 4 chairs means shut up and take my money. So, for Mark of the Ninja by Clay, then, does it make with the working?
I will say, on the minimum requirement, a little fantastic drinking box of a game, we have Ubuntu 12.04 LTS 32-bit NVIDIA-powered
Take a shot.
hardware. Take 2 shots. Because at the end of the day, makes with the working. 4 chairs I'm going to give it because it does as adversed. So,
Sweet.
J-Man?
Yeah. I was very tempted to ding it a chair just because it goes all 3840 by 1080 right off the bat, because that's something that games should do all the time. But, you know what? It actually ran out of the box. I can't really fault them for crappy. Well, I can. Screw them. But for the sake of this review, 4 chairs for Makes with the Working.
And on the calculator, for all the way from Portugal, using AMD graphics chip with both open source and proprietary drivers. 4 chairs.
From Russian-controlled Portugal.
Yes.
So, tallying that all up and averaging and doing all that hard mathematics stuff that you learned in the 3rd
Complicated
grade,
maths.
we averages out to 4 chairs for Makes with the Working. Very common these days. But will it survive the trial of chair number 2? Shiny and Sounds, Mr. Stone.
Ooh. Well, the
Was it
shiny
shiny?
in stones.
Stones. Take a shot.
Bingo. That's what I was looking for. I'm futzing around, looking for a little background video while I explain this. At the end of the day, another shot just for our people having fun in chat realm. Watching us live, this is Shank with a paint job and rework controls. Don't kid yourself. It does keep the Shank look and feel, and you know what? I'm okay with this, even though this video I was trying to play.
Video
Is it?
says no.
All right, so this is Mark
But,
of the Ninja.
Far as the sounds,
We'll
voice
give
work,
the bad Brad some credit just because we're using his video.
voice work, good, no issues. Sound effects, yeah, they may be a tinge on the repetitive side, but not so bad that my brain organs threw off my headset. So, shiny and sounds for what it is and what it's supposed to be. More importantly, 4 chairs. Gotta throw it that way.
Now, I need to clarify the 2-chair score because I think there may be a bit of misunderstanding, or maybe I'm just tripping balls. Either way, 2 chairs doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. It just means that it's mediocre. It means
It's
that
not
it's
sure of
nothing.
what.
It's nothing particularly special. It's not great, but it's not horrible either. So, the graphics, for what it is, are good. It's reskin Shank, so again, that's a big mediocre. It's not doing anything original. And which would have given it 3 chairs because it looks all right, and Shank looked all right. But I am digging it a chair because the guard's dialogue is repetitive as all hell, and you get sick of them saying, "What's in the vents? I think something's in the vents. Maybe I should check out the vents. What's in the vents? What's in the vents? What's in the vents?" Yeah. So, that and the camera. Oh, wow, what the fuck is up with that camera? 2 chairs.
That's the best you can do? Final offer?
Final offer. Best I can do.
All right, well, I'm going to
fair.
call my friend in Portugal and see what he can do.
Probably a lot more chairs because the exchange rate.
Yeah. Unfortunately, on my end, this may just be my pickiness on the surface, but yeah, the footsteps were way too effing loud. The immersion goes right out the window when all you hear is slop, 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 and the guards
That's all
don't
I hear
it.
anyways, so.
It's slop, slop, slop. The guards are supposed to hear you when you're, wearing flip-flops and trying to sneak around. It doesn't work like that. It throws the immersion right out the window. And, well, like Ven and Jordan already said, this is basically just Shank with a slightly darker palette. So, 2 chairs for me.
Let's take a shot.
Yep, palette.
Pallets. Pallets. Pallets.
Pallets.
Mathematics time!
No, maths!
2 chairs for Shining Sounds. Coming up next is our controls category. So, Ven, did you feel you were in control?
I'm always in control as I'm
No,
running
you
this
aren't.
show with the X-Clone 360 controller. Got to say, worked fine with the gamepad. Small hiccup with the targeting, the little auto-targeting thing that apparently you console gamers need. Real men don't use such features, but small hiccup. Definitely got to ding it a chair for that. And seriously, I'm sure P-Man's going to cover this, maybe J-Man as well. Don't even think about playing this with your keyboard. Never going to happen. But, in all fairness, 3 chairs with the controls because it does what it's supposed to for a 2D side-scroller attempting to be a stealth game. J-Man.
So, if you've tried playing Shank with a keyboard and mouse, then you basically know what Ven and what Pedro will be talking about. But, aside from that, I mean, you really do need an Xbox controller. However, this guy right here, this is an official Microsoft, blah, 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 I gave them money, who cares? Well, Ben does anyways. Take a shot because I hit the microphone. Anyways, this guy right here is not built for precision movements. It's built for the auto-targeting. So when you're trying to fucking stealth your way through vents where every single sound, because like Free Jack or whoever, I think it was Free Jack or Linux Nuru in chat realm said, you're basically wearing tap shoes while you're going through an entire ninja mansion.
Clickety-click.
Clickety clackety
Click,
clack.
click,
Yeah,
stab.
when you're trying to be really sneaky with this thing, you need to actually put not a lot of pressure, but more than other controllers. So then you just kind of start running forward and they go, "What's in the vent? What's in the vent? What's in the vent? What's in the vent?" Also, camera shit, completely weird. You have to freaking hold down a trigger button to actually see where you're going, especially in the damn puzzle room, but we'll get to that. Yeah, and killing shit in this game is really weird. For a ninja assassin, you're really, really clumsy at murdering people. So I'm gonna give this 2 chairs, because it's meh. It's a bucket of meh. P-Man.
So, since you guys brought up the controllers, my PS2 DualShock, which I currently don't have here, but it works fine with Shank, and it works fine with Shank 2. This game, not so much. Why? Because you can't reassign controls, and since the controls were made for the X-Bone controller, yeah, they're not gonna work properly. And like Ven actually said, every time you start the game with a controller, the auto-targeting system locks up, and you have to manually exit from it using the keyboard, because touching the button on the controller didn't solve it for me. And, well, I suppose we have to mention the keyboard aspect of the thing. And playing this game with a keyboard is like jamming rusty razor blades in between your fingernails.
So it's hot.
Oh,
Already got an erection.
That sounds super erotic, actually. Yeah, I'm kind of
Yes.
I'm going to have to get a shower.
So, yeah, for my end, it gets 1 chair.
Damn,
what
man.
chair? So 3, 2, 1 averages out to 2, which means that my score is the one that actually matters. Ha 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 ha! I am the Ninja Master. But
The Shogun
who is the
Samurai.
fun- Shogun Samurai. Damn, it feels good to be a ninja.
Damn,
But
it feels good to see people up on it.
yeah. But did you feel good did you feel good being a ninja then
Well, you
for our
know,
fun category?
as much as I like to sneak around, but I'm kidding. I'm about as stealthy as a rabid emu on a fucking meth binge. Let's face facts. Actually, I'm very quiet for my size. But to quote Yahtzee, well, before I quote Yahtzee, when I said the whole stealth thing, I'm not good at stealth, and that pisses me off. Now we quote Yahtzee by saying, "Angry, get shit done, people." So, the Instadeath genuinely taunted me into figuring out each and every single way to get through this. I even watched J-Man play and just had to cackle at some points. It's like, oh, you're going to hate these. By the time you figure out the ridiculousness required in order to complete this, you're going to want to punch a baby. I would give it 4 chairs, but the random fuck-mothering challenge rooms destroy the experience. They're like, all right, you're sneaking through the holes, you're making nucks fly and all that. Then you're like, oh, challenge room, set up with no guards. It's a random puzzle set up by the bad guys with a reward at the end.
It's killing us, man.
Fuck you, that's why.
I'm like, all right, fine.
It's optional insofar as if you know what it is ahead of time, you can avoid it. But if you don't, then you're kind of screwed.
If you want to give me a challenge room, show me like a 12-inch dong and no lube. All right? Challenge room. So, for the fun.
That sounds like a party room, dude, but
Well, yeah,
Anyway.
all right. Each to their own. Boom, throwing the 3 chairs at it. For the fun category, J-Man, bring it to me.
you spend a lot of time crawling through vents in this game. And one thing that really pisses me off is how damn situational setting up a little murder hole is. As you're supposed to, like, trying to drag people down through the grates and murder them. I want to set up a little murder hole. Whenever they walk over the grate, I want to pull them down. But I can't do that.
Well, just watching you play.
Why can't I murder hole?
I'm watching you play. You have like this weird OCD thing about hiding the body. It's like, where did you pick this habit up from?
Anyway, well, you really need some hydrofluoric acid, but I guess ninjas don't really keep that on them. Anyways. So, yeah, lots of kill lasers and murder holes in this. It's one of those platformers where you basically just try until you succeed. And just because every time you die, you don't have to go back to the beginning, a la Ninja Gaiden. You start off at the last sort of checkpoint. I can appreciate that from a frustration standpoint, but this game doesn't really do much for me. So I will give this 2 chairs because it at least kept me playing for an hour and a half.
Okay, Ven started with quoting Yahtzee, so I'm gonna do it too. And I just, it's what Yahtzee said when he actually touched on this game is he'd wish the game would figure out if it wants you to murder every last guard on a level or if that's just for ninja posers. Because there's a big bonus for not raising alarms and not killing anyone, but the only thing you can buy with those bonuses are better ways to kill people. So it gets a bit schizophrenic. So, yeah. As much as I'm a fan of cartoony violence, which I am, I played the first Shank before Steam for Linux was even out, and I loved the game. I had a lot of fun with it. But it comes down to the fact that this game is a stealth-em-up, and I like stealth-em-ups. Thief Deadly Shadows and its sequel, The Metal Age, are amongst my favorite all-time games, and this game is a really bad attempt at a stealth 'em up, unfortunately. One chair.
Well, again, mirroring our control section, we got a 3, a 2, and a 1. So, once again, my score is the only score. 2 chairs.
The double deuce.
The double deuce. And now
Final
we gotta
thoughts.
tally up. No, we gotta tally up everything, and then we go into final thoughts. So we got 4 chairs, 2 chairs, 2 chairs, and 2 chairs. All averages up all nice like to 2 chairs. Ninja fucking sex party is getting the double deuce. Mark of the Ninja.
Ninja Brian.
There was no sex party, but now our final thoughts in 17.8 words or less, J-Man.
Kill lasers and murder holes.
Popcorn game, pissy controller, rage quit.
Having to play with a keyboard, slopping footsteps, cocked up stealth 'em up. No.
So that about wraps it up for our game review section, reviewing Mark of the Ninja. Coming up.